Hi there, guys. We're having a look at promoting health and well-being. Okay, I know it says week 2. We're a tad bit behind, but that's okay. Let's work through this together. I want you guys to have a think about what you think positive lifestyle factors and maybe some negative lifestyle factors might be. Take a moment to draw this table up in your book for me, making sure that you've got positive lifestyle factors and negative lifestyle factors as well. Pause the video here to do that. Now, hopefully you pause that here, and then you've got this table ready to go. What I want you guys to have a think about now is, what do you think is a positive lifestyle factor? And what do you think a negative lifestyle factor is? What is something that helps you be more healthy in life, and what are some things that aren't so healthy in life? This next slide is going to show you some of the things that you should have come up with, or maybe you were even thinking about. So in the positive lifestyle factors, we've got rest, so plenty of rest when we go home and get some sleep. Exercise, we need to make sure that we're keeping ourselves active and things like that. We're told that we need at least half an hour, if not more, of exercise a day. Socializing. Now, this is something that people don't often think about. We need to make sure that we're socializing properly. Otherwise, we might have a lower socializing health place kind of thing. It makes you feel like you belong somewhere, and when you belong somewhere, you also feel like you're loved and different things like that. So your emotional side is getting a good, healthy up boost as well. You need to make sure that you're having fun. It's just a fact of life. If you're not having fun, then you're probably not going to be having a good time. Dancing, so I'm going to put that one in with the exercise there. But I think that dancing is also a pretty important one. Because it can get people up and moving and get that exercising going. So exercise doesn't just mean sport like soccer, it can also mean things like dancing. And eating food which is rich in nutrients, so just making sure that we eat the healthy foods, like we've got our fruits and veggies and things like that. Now, over on the negative lifestyle factors, the first one there is not enough sleep. Now, that's a really big one. If you're not getting enough sleep, your health and your body will also start to fail on you as well. Now, the second one there, drugs and alcohol. Now, that's not saying all drugs in that regards, because there are some things like Panadol, which are drugs, and they'll help you out a little bit from time to time. And alcohol itself isn't bad, but when those two things are used wrongly or in the wrong way, they can have a negative effect on our health. Having a look at the third one is our poor diet. If we're just eating junk food and making sure that we eat all this sugar and chocolate and lollies, and we're not getting the nutrients that we actually need, that our body needs to survive, then we're going to be in a little bit of trouble from that. Lack of physical activity. So there's some people who might look healthy, but because they don't do much physical activity, their inside of their body is actually not having a good time. We've got stress. Stress can take a toll on you emotionally and mentally. And even poor relationships can make you feel emotionally outcast as well. So when in our community could we find some places that promote health and well-being? Where do you guys think? Have a think about it, because one of them could be, a church. Now, I know some of you guys may not be quite on board there, but churches do that. The place, so that's in Charlestown community. That's a place that likes to promote good health and well-being. So the PCYC, so the Police and Community Youth Centres, they're great places with heaps of fun things to do there usually. Any kind of gym, so Anytime Fitness. We've got kids clubs, sporting clubs, and sometimes even, I know Michael, and Tom as well, you guys are in scout groups. Things like that promote good health and well-being. And we try to do it here at school as well. We also try to make sure that you guys are healthy by making sure that you guys eat and get outside for recess and lunch. Now, the Golden Way Medical Centre, that's an example of things like the doctors and hospitals. That's also a place that will promote health and well-being. Here's some case studies. So that just means that we're having a look at some people in particular. I want you guys to have a think as I read these out. How could these people improve their lifestyle? So our first one is, James is a 50-year-old office worker. He gave up smoking 10 years ago, and 4 weeks ago stopped work because it was getting too stressful. He is a big man carrying extra weight. He has lots of friends, and he tells great jokes. James likes eating out with his friends 4 times a week. He has started a new business from home so he can spend more time with his family. I want you guys to have a think about what else he might be able to be doing that James can do in order to make his health and his lifestyle a little bit better. So pause the video here, and we're going to write down James and put a little dash next to it. And I want you to list down, just dot point some different things that you think he could improve on his health and his lifestyle. Hopefully you paused that and did the work there. We're going to have a look at Sam now. Sam is a 31-year-old and has smoked since he was 15. He works in an office and does no exercise except for a little gardening on the weekend. Sam played football every weekend in winter until he was 25. He still looks fit and is not overweight. Sam lives with his wife and 3 children, but does not play very much with his children and has started to fight with his wife. Now I want you guys to also write down Sam's name and put some dot points down about how he might be able to change his lifestyle to make it a more positive one and a healthier one. We're also going to now have a look at Christy. Christy is a 15-year-old who is having trouble at home. Her dad recently left and she notices that her mum is struggling because she cries a lot. Christy feels overwhelmed, so spends a lot of the time at her friend's house. Her friend lives in a share house where drugs are present. Christy's friend asks her to do drugs. Christy does the drug in order to fit in. Now I want you guys to write down Christy's name as well. Some of the things that happen in Christy's life, she hasn't got a lot of power and control over. But I want you guys to list down some of the things that she does have control over and how she could change those ones. Pause the video to do that now. We're going to be having a look at factors that influence well-being. So here's a whole bunch of different factors that can influence us positively or negatively, depending on how we go through them. So I'll just read them out as well so we can just get familiar with them. So positive relationships with family and things like that. A network of close friends. Enjoyable and fulfilling career. In this case, it'd be school for you guys. Enough money. Regular exercise. Nutritional diet. Sufficient sleep. Spiritual or religious beliefs. Fun hobbies and leisure pursuits. Healthy self-esteem. Optimistic outlook. Now, if you don't know what optimistic means, it just means that you kind of look at the glass half full. Instead of seeing the bad in things, you see the good. Realistic and achievable goals. Now, that's actually a really important one as well, because some people set goals that are too far out of reach, not only for themselves, but are just unrealistic and don't feel like they can be achieved very easy. We've got a sense of purpose and meaning, a sense of belonging, so that's where the socializing comes in, the ability to adapt to change, living in a fair and democratic society as well. All of these things can influence well-being for the positive or for the negative. What I want you guys to do now is we're going to be creating a poster. So pick one of the places or activities that we've discussed in the past. So it can be a sport, it can be a club. I'm going to actually let you choose, but it needs to be somewhere that is going to be positive towards health and actually promote a good, healthy and well-being time. So create a poster discussing why that place promotes physical health and well-being and how it would benefit the average person to actually attend there. Now, so it says brainstorm ideas of what you could do, but I want you guys to just come up and think one for yourself. So you can draw it in your book now for me on a spare page. And I think that's going to bring us to the end now. No worries. Get that started for me.